Okay, so I told about the story from the Mahabharata, about two or three different versions that I read from different places. One is from Jaya by Devdutt Patnaik, and the other is from a book written by Sudha Murthy. Now, the story begins when Yudhishthira has just completed building the palace. Indraprastha, the Pandavas are ready. The coronation is about to happen. When Krishna says, to be called a powerful king, you must show how powerful you are. So what do I do? Well, why don't you defeat Jarasandha? Defeat Jarasandha? Okay, I'll take my army, he says. No, not the army. We will invite him for a duel. Kushti. Duel. He's a very strong man. Yes, and I'm going to take Bhima and Arjuna with me, said Krishna. Jarasandha had just completed a yajna, and the three of them, Krishna, Bhima, and Arjuna, were in disguise. They went in disguise as Brahmins. And after a yajna, a king never denies whatever a Brahmin asks. So when they went, Jarasandha asks them, what do you want? Krishna says, we want to fight you in a duel. That is when Jarasandha immediately realizes that they are no ordinary Brahmins. He looks at Arjuna's fingers, the fine marks, and he says, you must be probably that great archer, Arjuna. He looks at Bhima, you are strong and able-bodied, so you must be Bhima, and I will fight you, because I don't fight people who are not my equal. And as far as you, the dark-skinned man, you are concerned, I see some mischief in your eyes. So you must be Krishna. I will deal with you later to avenge the death of my son-in-law. So, saying, the two get into the field and the battle starts, the duel starts. As per one version, it is said that the duel went on for 18 long days. Bhima had killed many demons with his bare hands, but Jarasandha was no ordinary person. Jarasandha was many, many years older than Bhima, and despite that, Bhima could not easily defeat him. Finally, when Bhima was completely tired, he looked at Krishna for some help. Krishna takes a leaf, tears it into two halves, and throws it on either side. As per one version, it's a blade of grass. As per another version, it's a leaf. He tears it apart into two and throws it on either side. Bhima gets the message. He pins Jarasandha to the ground, holds one thigh with his feet, the other leg with two hands, and tears his body apart and throws the two halves on two sides. No sooner he does that, magically the two halves of the body comes together. Bhima looks at Krishna again. This time Krishna takes yet another leaf, tears it into half, and throws the two halves onto either sides. Bhima gets the message. The battle starts again, and he waits for the appropriate time, pins Jarasandha to the ground again. This time he tears him apart and throws the two halves onto either opposite sides, and the two body, the parts, can't come together and join. Now, why did this happen? The backstory to Jarasandha's life is his father, Brihadrata, was a king who had two wives and yet was not blessed with any son. So a sage gives him a fruit, Chandrakirma. He gives him the fruit and tells him, give this to your wife and she will soon have a baby. The sage does not know that Brihadrata had two wives. Brihadrata did not want to disappoint one, so he cuts the fruit into two and gives each half to each wife, and that's when each of the wife delivers half a baby. He can't see at that site, it's a Gori site, and he immediately asks them to discard it. So the halves are thrown away. A demoness, a Rakshasi called Jara, who was passing by the forest, sees the two halves, puts them together on a shoulder for a later meal. But no sooner she puts the two together, they come together and it's a full baby now. She does not want to kill the baby or eat the baby. She takes it to the king. The king identifies it as his baby and names it after her as Jarasandha. And that's how he gets the blessing that nobody can overpower him, nobody can kill him, only if he's torn into half and thrown in this manner. And only Krishna knew that. Now, why did Jarasandha say to Krishna that I want to kill you, avenge you for the death of Kamsa, my son-in-law? The backstory there is Krishna had killed Kamsa, avenging for the death of his siblings. But Kamsa was Jarasandha's son-in-law. Jarasandha's daughters, two daughters, were married to him and they were rendered widow because Krishna killed Kamsa. Enraged, Jarasandha takes on his army and goes to Mathura to avenge the death. As per one of the versions, it is said that he takes his army to the war 18 times. He is not able to overpower, he's not able to vanquish the entire Yadava army, and neither is Krishna able to kill Jarasandha. Finally, Krishna decides to take his Yadava clan and run away to Dwaraka. Jarasandha calls Krishna Ranachor, someone who ran away from the battlefield, a coward, who could not kill him, who could not defeat him. Now, here's a question I had when I read this story, and David also talks about this in one of his talks. Why did Krishna run away taking his men? Krishna, as a child, had killed venomous serpents and Rakshasi Putana. Killing Jarasandha would have been a child's play because he was the Lord himself. Why did he not do that? Krishna was not a king in Mahabharata. He was a kingmaker. He was a strategist. So he was waiting for the opportune moment, the right time. So he did not mind losing a few battles in order to win the big war. Now, the big war was actually Jarasandha had imprisoned 99 kings and he was waiting to complete this yajna and to sacrifice 100 kings in order to acquire supreme powers. After Bhima kills Jarasandha, they go to the prison and free all the 100 kings, who later on join hands with the Pandavas during the Mahabharata war. So, Krishna did all this in purpose to join the dots and bring all the essential ingredients in the right place. He didn't mind being called a coward, he didn't mind being called a ranachor who ran away from the battlefield, a coward. He didn't mind losing a few battles in order to win the big war. Now the question here is, do we fight every battle ourselves? Do we want to win every battle? Is it okay to lose a few ego battles? It's all right if we just give in to someone. Is it all right if we let someone else do something? Why do we want to hold on to some things and finish it ourselves to get the credit that we did it? Is it okay to let someone else do it? Someone who is good at it. Krishna chose Bhima for the duel. The person who is right for the right job. So sometimes I think it is right to lose a few battles to win the war, because the war finally is not war at all. It's the life, the big picture. It's okay to lose a few fights to have a happy life. This is my thought. Now, I would like to hear your views. If you could unmute yourself if we are lucky, let me hear your views about the story. Did you like the story?
Hello. Hello.